Public support makes a huge difference, and in telling the story of the 2023 contract campaign against UPS is a perfect example. Here we are, we're a year out of our contract, and right away we're campaigning. And we know that the way to win and beat UPS and get them to give our workers more is to get the public support behind us. And what we had going for us at that time was huge. We had a pandemic that just happened, right? Our workers were called essential. Okay, this is what workers were dealing with when, at a time where people were scared to leave their homes, we were out there. UPS workers were out there delivering packages just like they do. So we knew that going into this, the public was going to have a ton of support, and pushing on that was going to be huge. They called us essential workers, and here we are, and we have to fight with them to give us a good contract. The public was really supporting us in this campaign, and we were not shy about it. A year out, and we were making it known. The messaging was so strong. People were leaving boxes of stuff in front of their house, so when the UPS guy delivered something, they would have water, snacks. Honestly, it was a very beautiful, interesting campaign. I've never been a part of anything like it. Going back to your second question, like social media, it really blew up. It was really helpful. Back in 1997, during the UPS strike, we didn't have that kind of platform. So the word got out much slower. Right now, because of this, the whole thing, you have to have public support. And that public support really does come from that social media and how it's just being put out there so fast in real time. Because of the public behind us, they get a little nervous. They get scared. They want to make it look like we're the greedy workers. In 1997, that was a lot of their rhetoric. These workers are being paid very well. They're very greedy. And even now, UPS, they were attempting to do the same thing in 2023. How much more do these UPS workers need? They're all making over $40 an hour with great benefits. They're already at the top of the food chain of most workers, right? Oh yeah? Well, are you walking out there and delivering packages in a pandemic and putting your family and your lives at risks? No, you're not, okay? So they get nervous, they get scared, and it gives us a tremendous amount of leverage. When it's the public support, is everything. I feel going into a campaign, and even against Amazon, the public support is huge, because Amazon really does show itself as this friendly company, right? They're delivering smiles to everyone, right, with their huge smile campaign. Yeah, well, they're delivering smiles to everybody but their employees, So when the public sees that and they know these workers are fighting for a better life, and they see the conditions and hear the horror stories that are happening at Amazon, there's so many, and I won't go into all of them, but I've had workers bit by dogs, told to keep working till they're finished their shift. I'm sure you guys heard what happened down, I think was it in Texas, where there was a huge hurricane that came by and they told everybody to stay in the building, and then people died. The stories that you hear, pregnant women being fired, we're not making this up, So there comes a time where the public says, oh my God, this is horrible. All of this because I clicked this little button and I got a package here the next day. So it really does make people think about, when they're ordering from Amazon, how many people are affected every time they do. And it's not just workers. We're talking about mom and pop stores, businesses that are being shut down because nobody can compete with the big power store of Amazon. So when it comes to workers, we're focused on their issues, and we're letting them know that these are issues that can be changed. When it comes to community, very similar. But it's the issues that Amazon is bringing onto the community. It's a lot harder work sometimes because we have a target. We're talking to them. We know the building that we're speaking to workers at, but then in a community, it's like a huge community. You have a lot of doors to knock on. You're going out there, but when you're teaming up with community members and workers, and you're going to the door, hey, I work for UPS, I deliver this neighborhood. The people may know the person. Hey, yeah, I know you, And it really shows, when community and workers come together, there's so much we can accomplish. And it's very important to get both those things.